Hello everyone, welcome to the module on soldering and brazing. Metal joinery can be defined as a process of bringing two or more metals together to form a joint. Joints made in metals can be temporary or permanent. Examples of temporary joints are joints made by mechanical fasteners such as bolts and nuts. Examples of permanent joinery in metals are joints made by soldering and brazing, welding, as well as riveting. This module, however, is going to focus on soldering and brazing as metal joinery processes. Now we are going to look in details into the topic soldering and brazing. What is soldering? Soldering can be defined as the process of joining metals together with the use of an alloy whose temperature must be lower than that of the metal being joined. This alloy is referred to as solder. Now we're going to look at examples of metals that can be joined by soldering. The nature of the metal being joined, whether it is hard metal or soft metal, determines the type of soldering to be applied. There are various types of soldering. We look at the two types, which include soft soldering and hard soldering. Soft soldering. This type of soldering makes use of low temperature solders and is applied to small parts where strength is not important. Soft soldering is good for joining wire terminals in radio, in television sets, or in brake cables in automobiles. It is also applied on sheet metal products made of tin plates and some other types of metals having low melting point. Now let's look at the solder that can be used for soft soldering. The solder that is applied for soft soldering is known as soft solder. There are various types of soft solder. These include 1. Tin-smith solder. This is made up of an alloy of tin, lead, and antimony with a greater percentage of tin. It has a melting point of about 183 degrees Celsius to 227 degrees Celsius. Tin-smith solder is basically used in radio and television works as well as in electrical wiring. 2. Blowpipe solder. The blowpipe solder has a melting point of about 230 degrees Celsius. It is used for general bench work. 3. Plumber's solder. This is also an alloy of tin, lead, and antimony with a melting point of about 260 degrees Celsius. The plumber's solder is used for general plumbing work and for filling dents in the bodies of cars. Now we move on to the second type of soldering, and that is hard soldering. This type of soldering is observed when the metal melts at or above red heat. It is used to join hard and thick metals like silver, copper, etc. There are two types of hard soldering. These are 1. Brazing. 2. Silver soldering. Then brazing. The brazing involves the use of a solder known as spelter, which is an alloy of copper and zinc to join metals. The heat source for brazing is known as oxyacetylene gas flame. The flux used for brazing is known as borax. Brazed joints can withstand heat, shock, and vibrations. The melting point for brazing is about 450 degrees Celsius. Silver soldering. Silver soldering involves the use of a solder known as silver solder. It is an alloy of copper, zinc, and silver. The melting point is within the range of about 620 degrees Celsius to 800 degrees Celsius. Silver soldering is expensive, and that is why their use is restricted to jewelry work. Now we move on to look at the tools and materials that can be used for soldering. 1. Soldering bits. This is also known as copper bits. 2. Solder. 3. Flux. 4. Source of heat. The source of heat for soldering could be electric stove, could be the blow lamp, we could use the charcoal fire, we could use the furnace, or even the gas flame. Then 5. Emery cloth or file. This is basically used to clean up the surfaces after soldering and to smoothen the surfaces as well. Now we are going to treat each of them extensively. First, the soldering bits. The soldering bits are used for applying heat and soft solder to the surface of the metal. It is made of copper, hence the name copper bit. There are 2 types of soldering bits. These are 1. The straight bit. This is used for general soldering work. 2. The hatchet bit. This is used for awkward joints. Soldering bits can be electrically heated up or manually operated. The electric soldering bit is mainly used for fine work such as in radio and television sets. The flux. The flux is a substance that is either in powder or in liquid form that is used to remove the oxide from the surface of the metal being joined. The flux is usually applied to the tip of the soldering bit, and it helps to make contact with the metal. It helps to make the solder make contact with the metal. Let's look at the types of flux. There are 2 types of flux. These are 1. Chemical flux. 2. Protective flux. The chemical flux is a corrosive flux that actively removes the oxide from the surface of the metal. Examples of chemical flux include zinc chloride, which is also known as killed spirit, ammonium chloride, hydrochloric acid, etc. The chemical flux is used as a general purpose flux. However, it is not suitable for electrical work because of its corrosive nature. 2. Protective flux. A protective flux is a non-corrosive flux that is used to prevent clean surfaces from becoming oxidized. They are particularly useful for radio and other electrical works. Examples of chemical flux include Vaseline, resins, tallow, and olive oil. We are going to look at the importance of flux in soldering. Now let's look at them one by one. First, a flux dissolves the oxide formed on the surface of the solder. 2. Flux cleans the surface to be joined. 3. It gives clean and smooth soldering. 4. It prevents further formation of oxides during soldering. And 5. It dissolves the oxides formed on the soldering bit and on the joint when heat is applied. We are going to take now how soldering can be carried out by looking at the basic soldering procedure. A soldered joint is made by heating and fluxing the parts and then adding the solder. The first step in soldering operation is to tin the bit. Tinning the bit is the process of heating, cleaning, and coating the solder before it can be used for soldering. Thereafter, the surface of the metal to be joined is cleaned by using a smooth file or emery cloth. Then the tip of the bit is applied in the flux and the solder is applied to make the joint. With this process, a joint can be made and the metal that is to be joined can be firmly made, and with that we can see that a permanent joint has been made by soldering. And with this, we have looked into the various types of soldering and brazing, and we can now understand the differences between soldering and brazing. That the difference lies in their temperatures. For soft soldering, the temperature is low, and for hard soldering, the temperature is high. And we have come to the conclusion of the lesson, and I hope you have enjoyed the lesson. I'll see you again in the next module. Bye bye.